Good Tuesday to you, my real estate rockstar friends. Welcome to another Tuesday edition of Borino Live. We are here every Tuesday, almost every Tuesday. We talk about real estate, we talk about money, success, mindset, lead generation, prospecting, advertising, marketing. I answer your questions. We hang out for about an hour, hour and 15 minutes. I have my ubiquitous cup of cappuccino, of course, to keep the fuel going. How are you people? Did you have a good Memorial Day? Was it nice? Did you enjoy yourself? Did you work? If you worked, you have that chance of winning the digital marketing book from my man Ryan Deiss. I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you about the boot camp. I will tell you about FSBOs. We talk about getting more clients, making money, being cool, having a good time. So if you have a question, just post it right next to the video. If you're watching it on replay, come back on Tuesday, ask live, or post it below the video. I go check the comments, of course. I go check out and talk to you. I love my rock stars. I love the Facebook group. Did you know? First, the good news. We have been included in top 20 real estate groups on Facebook worldwide. We are number 6. We are the 6th best real estate group, and we're gunning for number 1. Our friends in Lab Codes, Nick and Tristan, are running the best group, which I really like, and I'm sure many of you are members. So congrats to Nick and Tristan, but well done, Rockstars. We are among the best here. We share, we inspire each other. I will post a link to the article of the company who did the research. This is not just some opinion. They researched the activity of the group, how many posts there are, how helpful the posts are, links, videos, pictures, all that kind of stuff. So kudos, thumbs up, congratulations Rockstars, well done. All right, hey Mr. Tristan, congratulations, you guys scored the first post. Nice to have you, Tristan. How are you doing, bud? All right. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, did we just freeze? Did you guys lose the connection, or is it just my computer? Hold on, let me double check. If I refresh this bad boy. No. Okay, so we're good. Fantastic. Anyway, so good to have everybody, including our friends from Lab Codes. Always like those guys. If you haven't signed up, I'm not sure when it is, Tristan. You guys are doing that awesome the webinar on how to run Facebook ads. Now, the reason I like it, and the reason I posted a link on our group as well, and if you haven't signed up, it's going to be epic, is because I like to talk to, get information, get advice from people who are actually doing shit. And Lab Codes, guys in Lab Codes like Tristan and Nick and everybody else there, a lot of these people are actually doing it, using it, working it daily. So if you're going to follow somebody, if you're going to take somebody's advice, take it from somebody who's been there, who's done it, who's done expireds, who's done FSBOs, who's done Facebook ads. Groovy? So go check it out. Sign up for that. All right. Oh, it's 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern. So when we wrap up, cool. Go check it out. I think you will enjoy it. I think it's going to be good. Excellent. All right. Gordon, welcome. He says, I skipped my office meeting today. Instead, I'm listening to you. You're going to learn some good stuff. So with that, might as well get started. What do you guys say? This is the first question. It came from Ariel. And Ariel would like to know something about FSBOs. And since I do know a thing or two about FSBOs and I share it with you guys, let's start there. Borino fellow Rockstars, in your opinion, is it worth mailing out sample custom-made listing postcards to FSBOs you've met with, but who have not yet listed with you, who haven't listed? I enjoy making them custom to each home, but I wonder if the time it takes to arrive will happen after they have made a decision on who they would like to list with. In addition, I put my branding on the card, so I don't want to appear overly pushy. So she doesn't put any branding on the card. It's a custom card. I do email each of the recipients a JPEG of the postcard. Is mailing one being redundant, or is it a waste of time? What are your thoughts? Ariel is working FSBOs, which is awesome. So let's take it apart. First, is it a good idea to mail custom postcards to FSBOs? And the answer is, short answer, yes. It's better than nothing. Keeping in touch with FSBOs is really the key. There are 2 components to your success with FSBOs. Strong, good first impression. Non-salesy, high-status, helpful advisor who comes in to help, to guide, to be a resource rather than a pushy salesperson. That's step 1. And then step 2 is persistent follow-up with something that's cool, that's helpful. This alone will guarantee you're going to get more traction with the FSBO. Will it guarantee a listing? Of course not. But you have a much better chance if you use this approach. If you're persistent, if you follow up with repetition. Because it's the repetition that will create a sense of familiarity. It's the familiarity that creates comfort, and comforts create trust. And trust is the foundation of your success, not just with FSBOs, but with any leads. Doesn't that make sense so far? So first strong impression, number one, good impression. Because if the impression sucks, if they either label you too pushy, too arrogant, too aggressive, or too needy, too desperate, then the follow-up doesn't matter. What you mail afterwards doesn't matter. What you do later doesn't matter. You're following me? So you set up a good, strong first impression. Nice conversation with them, enjoying the talk with them, and then following up repeatedly. How often? Every 7 to 10 days. After about 2 weeks, they completely forget who you are. There are other agents going for that listing. People are distracted. They have a job, kids, problems, health issues, all kinds of things on their mind. So you need to repeat and repeat and repeat. So back to Earl's question. Should you mail postcards? Is that a good idea? Is that part of a good follow-up? That really depends what the content is. Judge your follow-up not based on delivery. Like, is the postcards better than video? Is the video better than letter? Is the letter better than phone call? Judge it based on impact. How much impact will it going to have on your client? And this is not just with FSBOs. This is with any type of lead you're following up with. Think about it. What is the content of your follow-up matters a lot more than what vehicle do you use to deliver it to that FSBO. So you can have a postcard that can have a really cool content, something really interesting that can have a huge impact. Putting a picture of their house on a postcard, yeah, I can see kind of interest in it. There's not much benefit to it. When your follow-up, when your piece is that you're communicating to the seller, deliver something that they can use, something that's helpful, or at least in theory. So let me give you an example. Let's say one of your follow-ups is you send the seller a simple guide how to create a slideshow on YouTube and promote their property. And you have a simple checklist. Here's what you do. Step 1, upload photos. Step 2, add some music. Step 3, add a slide with the address of the property. Step 4, add some information about the home. Step 5, post, done. Then here's how you promote that video. If you provide something like that, now the FSBO sees you as a resource, as somebody helpful, somebody cool, somebody who knows what they're talking about, who's a real estate expert, important positioning, and somebody who's helpful, who's literally guiding them, helping them along the process. Because now you're not a threat to them. On the contrary, now they're their ally. Here's the best part. Most FSBOs will react in 2 ways to that postcard. First reaction will be, holy cow, this is cool and helpful. And second will be, fuck me, there's so much work to get the property sold. They have no idea how much work goes in it. Third thing that will happen is they will never do it. Most of them will never do it. On contrary, you're just edging yourself closer to taking over, getting the property marketed and sold for them. Are you with me so far? So if you have an arsenal of these kind of resources, and that's what the FSBO system is about. You have an entire library. There are 20 different pieces that you send, communicate, email, mail, or deliver to the FSBO. You start building this connection and trust with them very, very quickly. At the end, the agent who is the most helpful one, who they think is their best choice, will get the listing. No, hands down, every single time. The agent that they like and trust the most. You need to focus on how can I be that agent? What will it take to get that positioning? Strong first impression, helpful follow-up, frequency of your follow-up. That's the secret. So, is postcard should be part of it? Yes, you can send a just listed, a just sold, a neighborhood update, even a picture of their property, something cute. One of the best postcards you can send is thank you cards. Send them a nice thank you card, especially if you met with them, had a good conversation with them. Join Send Out Cards. I'm a member. Go to sendoutcards.com/Borino. I'm affiliated with Send Out Cards. I really like them. That makes the process not just easy, but the pieces you can send are very unique. They're not the branded, corporate-y kind of shitty marketing pieces. They're cool. That's something that the seller may enjoy when they receive it. Does that make sense? So you send them that. You keep in touch that way. The variety is important in your follow-up too. You don't want to have what's called a channel burnout. Channel burnout happens when using just one delivery method, just one thing, and you keep bombarding with them over and over again. You don't want to do that. What you want is a little bit of a variety. So there may be a letter there, there may be a text there, there may be a video there. All these channels open the communication between you and the seller. Because at the end, you really don't know which one's going to resonate with them the most. Are you with me so far? Okay. So now, the most impactful are personal conversations. That's the best follow-up. When you have a chance to meet the seller face-to-face and have a chat with them where they can ask you questions and communicate with you is by far the best. It has the most impact. Nothing comes even close. The second would be a phone conversation. Now, guess what agents avoid the most? The average agents, not you guys. The conversations. They hope that something as simple as a postcard will suddenly magically make the seller pick up the phone and call them. That doesn't happen. We both know that. It's part of your follow-up. It's part to keep your name in front of them. It's part of the overall strategy. But it cannot be the strategy. Just because somebody's uncomfortable picking up the phone because they don't know what to say or they're intimidated, or what if the seller gets pissed, what if the seller says this or does that. Don't live your life on what ifs. Yeah? So, postcards, part of the strategy, but it needs to be an overall sequence and a strategy that has a certain system to it. And then has a certain message to it. And the general message is, I'm here to help. That's the overall tone of everything. Yeah? Are we cool? God, it's hot here today. Jesus, we have one of those humid, hot days. It was raining, drizzling in the morning. And I can't have the air conditioning here because my home office, I have a big home office on the ground floor of our house. And the AC units are close to the wall, and they make these humming noise that the cameras pick up, so I can't use it. So I'm sweating for you guys. I'm working for you really hard, okay? Yeah, there you go. Gail, thank you so much for posting it. She posted the link to send out cards. They have these cool little cookies you can send and little treats you can send, which is nice because you're associating food, pleasure food, with your follow-up with you, which is a nice link. Very powerful. So check that out. That would be the way I would set up the follow-up with the FSBO and have conversations. Answer their questions. Tell them about market. Tell them about new listings in the neighborhood. Tell them about new sales in the neighborhood. Allow them to ask you questions, to be their resource, to be their go-to person. And you're going to build that with postcards and with everything else that has to be part of it. With your text, with a visit once in a while. Help them with an open house. Let them use your signs if necessary. Without worrying about if they sell on their own, because if they do, great. You helped a human being. They saved money. That's good for them. That's what they want. But I didn't make the money. It's not about you. Don't make it about you. You will make money. With the overall attitude of being cool and helpful, there will be plenty of people who will not sell. Statistically, you already know that. 70% of the FSBOs list with an agent. Remember that interview I did with FSBR? Most of them end up listing. So don't believe what people say or what you hear out there. Look at the statistics. Look at the data. FSBOs are not selling. They will list with an agent. Who do you think they're going to pick at the end? Why not you? If you put 4, 5, 6 FSBOs in the system every week, plenty of listings out there for you. Yeah? Helpful? All right. Nice to have you, Gail. I know you have to run. Awesome. Mr. Isaac is here with us. Excellent. Jake is checking in. Mr. Jeffrey Thompson, current real estate rock star. Speaking of rock stars who are doing boot camp, I know you guys have been asking about boot camp, so here's the thing. We are starting a new boot camp in August. If you want to join us, I would love to talk to you personally about it. We get on the phone, you and I, for 10-15 minutes and chat about it. Tomorrow, we are opening a VIP list pre-registration. That means if you are on a waiting list, if you sign up for the waiting list, you will have the first chance to talk to me. My staff will be in touch. We will be setting up appointments, call appointments, where we just get on the phone and chat about the boot camp. So you'll have a chance to talk to me, ask questions about the boot camp. I will ask you some questions to see if we're a good match, if you're a good fit. Boot camps always sell out. Every single time. We've never had a boot camp that didn't sell out. So if you are on a VIP list, and we have a whole bunch of you, like 30-some people are on the VIP list, watch for an email that's going to come out either this afternoon or tomorrow to invite you for the phone call with me. After that, everybody else will have a chance. Now, yes, you can be sneaky about it, and if you go to goborino.com and jump on the waiting list, then you'll be included on the list. That's fine. If you want to do it, if you want to join the boot camp, that's awesome. So the pre-registration for the phone calls and the boot camp opening tomorrow, Wednesday, and then the boot camp is starting August 23rd. It comes with all the systems, everything I ever put together, you're going to get. If you have some of my programs, we give you full credit for those towards the tuition. Groovy? We're starting Wednesday, August 23rd, two months of us working together, building your systems, your lead generation, your follow-up, your listing presentation, business in a box. And my man Tristan and my man Nick are joining us. They're going to be part of it. We'll talk more about that later. All right, my friends? Groovy, groovy. Okay. Let's look at some questions. Jeffrey would like to know if the FSBR interview is in the Listing University. It is in the Listing University, but here's the most important takeaway from that interview. For those of you who don't know, FSBR is a national big website where FSBOs go to post their properties. It's like FSBO.com, ForSaleByOwner.com, FSBR, all these, the same. There's a free package and they have a paid package. And they analyzed over 70,000 for sale by owners. And they track how many of those end up listing with an agent. What they found is in 30 days, 7 out of 10 end up going with an agent. And that's the solid data, straight from the CEO that I interviewed. The rest of the interview, I mean, they're pitching their system, and it proved to be not very successful, to be honest. They had this program for agents, kind of like Zillow, the Premier Agent, similar. And people who have joined, they didn't get a whole lot out of it. But it was the information that was priceless. Because even I didn't know that so many FSBOs list so quickly. And this was data they analyzed over the last 3 years. And it's very consistent. That's the first number you need to know. The second number you need to know is 8. 8% of the homes sold currently are for sale by owners. It's the lowest since 1981. 8%. That means 92% of the homes are sold with an agent. You know what I'm saying? So don't believe when they tell you, oh, we have all these offers, we have all these buyers. Bullshit. There's no data to back it up. Do some FSBOs sell on their own? Yes, sure, they do. But nowhere near as many as you think. Most of them end up listing with an agent. That's a fact. So if you have a good approach, you're going to get them. Groovy? All right. Tristan says so much good stuff, my man. Always like to share with you guys, especially with you. You know what I like? Think about this. Here's an agent, Tristan, who makes a lot of money. He runs a very successful operation, has a team, him as an agent out there hustling, working. Here he is on Tuesday morning with us, learning new stuff. There's always something new you can learn. I learn constantly. I sign up for a mastermind group with my man Frank Kern. I go to seminars, I read books, I do all that stuff, just like you guys. Which brings me to my next point, what I wanted to talk about today. This week, we are in June. May is over. Fuck, where did the last 5 months go? Seriously, I was buried in Video Plus, and it just went by that. Was that for you too? Boom! 5 months. We're going to be halfway there. Halfway through 2017. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty damn crazy. Jesus. What I would like you to do is spend a few minutes and go over where you are. Where are you in your business? Do you feel like overall you're really on track, things are going really well, this is going to be your best year ever? Or do you feel like something is not quite going the way you'd like it to? And you don't have to tell me, just be honest with yourself. Where are you today? Where are you in terms of your income? Because the bottom line is dollars. You can bullshit yourself about how many likes you're getting on your posts and how many leads you have and how many buyers and any of that. But if you're really honest, dollars will tell the truth. That's a quote you can put on Twitter. Dollars always tell the truth. If you're making dollars, and if you're halfway income-wise to where you want to be, where you're building that ideal lifestyle, remember the exercise we did. We're going to do it again, by the way. I'm going to do another webinar. We're going to split it in two, and we're going to do that exercise again because we're in a halfway point, and it's critical if you're not on track to recover very, 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 very quickly. And you can. But where are you? Are you on track? Do you feel like this is going to be a stellar year? I'm making the money, and I'm halfway where I need to be in terms of income earned. That's how you measure your success in real estate. How much you enjoy it, how you're helping people, and how many dollars you've earned. Get it? Okay. So now, if you are on track, fantastic. Fine-tune, tweak, look at what's working already. Where's the dollar? Where are the dollars coming from? Do more of that. Get better at that. Put more money or time or effort or all into that. Where is it not working? And you're going to break it down into 3 areas because there are only 3 areas. If you're not making the dollars, there are 3 problems, and it can be a combination of those. So I'll ask you, are you on track to take listings? Are you getting enough listings? Listings is the first problem. Second problem is appointments. Are you getting enough appointments? And third problem, are you getting enough leads? That's the whole formula. This, by the way, is the formula to be a millionaire real estate agent. If you want to make $1 million or more, this is the secret right here. You have to have these 3 things in place. No, you have to know where your leads come from. And there are 2 ways to generate them. Prospecting model and marketing model. They both work. They're both good. They have pros and cons. Marketing. That's where they come from. You grind, you work your ass off, or you spend money on marketing, promotion and advertising. Yeah? So leads is number 1. Appointments is number 2. Guess what systems you need to have in place there? Follow-up. That's how you get appointments. That's how you turn those leads into appointments, is through follow-up. You need to have a follow-up in place. And third is listings. That means you have a good listing presentation. Yeah? This, in a nutshell, is a complete profitable business. Because think about it. If you know how to get good leads, if you know how to get appointments with those leads, and if you know how to turn those appointments into listings, you're rocking it. Then it's just a matter of open up the valve, crank it up more, add more funnels to it so you get more appointments and more listings, grow it into a team if you want to, add more staff. Make sense? So now, if you're not on track, my first question to you, if you were doing one-on-one with me, would be how many leads have you generated in the last 6 months? High probability leads. That should be your focus. Good leads. Somebody who wants to move in the next 6 to 12 months. How many? And you know the answer I get a lot? Can you guess? I don't know. Houston, we have a problem. You got to know. And you know why agents don't know, why many agents don't track it? Because suddenly they would realize how much they fuck around, how unproductive they are. Are you one of them? Are you? First step to fix it, you have to admit where you are, what's broken. And I tell you, majority of the clients I work with, majority of my bootcamp students, this is where they need help the most, is generating good quality leads. Okay? So focus on that. What is working, what is not working? Where are your leads coming from? You need to have some systems in place, 3 or 4, that generate good quality, high probability leads who are going to move in the 6 to 12 months, or sooner, of course. Okay? So that's the first area. I'm not getting enough leads. Troubleshoot first. Jump on it, come up with a simple plan, set up a few systems, expireds, for sale by owners, referrals, open houses, Facebook. There's a whole bunch of ways you can do that. But these would be my core choices. Set it up. So that daily, half of your time, money, and effort and energy is spent on bringing these leads in through marketing and through prospecting. You with me? Okay. So that's step 1. Now you say, well, I'm getting leads. I just need more appointments. I got these leads coming in. I'm just not getting enough appointment with these people. Where if these are high probability leads, where's the problem? Follow up. Spend the next day or two evaluating a follow-up so that the second half of 2017, you can turn it around. And you can. That's the beauty of this business. It doesn't take months to make these changes and see the results. It can happen like that. Did you like that, how I did that? All right, so follow-up. Follow-up is content plus frequency. What do you follow up? What do you talk about? What do you mail? What do you email? And how often? Those are the 2 things you need to evaluate. Is my frequency fucked up or is my content not good? Where's the problem? Or both? Yeah? Get a good CRM? Speaking of which, oh, that's not a CRM, but I do have something for you. Content plus frequency. And you say, Borino, I don't know what's wrong. I'm getting leads. I have appointments. I'm just not getting enough good listings. There are 2 potential problems with that one. Either the people you're talking to are not high probability leads. You're doing your due diligence, you're bringing leads, but these are the people who say, you know, if it doesn't sell in 6 months, we can always stay here. You know, if we don't get our price, we'll stay. If it's going to take 2 years, so be it. That's not a high probability lead. That's not a quality lead. That's a suspect, not a prospect. Okay? So maybe the problem is here. Maybe you need to adjust here so you get good listings here. That's one potential problem. The second problem is you're getting good leads. You're getting appointments with the right people. Your listing presentation sucks. You're not building enough connection and trust. They're not convinced that you're their best choice. You don't bring enough authority and expertise and confidence to the communication. They're not convinced that they can trust you. Because at the end, it really is about trust. Because if they like you and trust you, of course they're going to do business with you. If selling is important to them, if they are a high probability lead, and if there is trust, there's nothing else in the way. Okay? So these are the 3 areas. Spend a little time. Because I tell you, just like here I am standing going, fuck, half a year is gone. We're going to be talking, and it's going to be Christmas. And it's going to be here like that too. And you're going to scratch your head going, shit, this is not a good year. I don't want you to be there 6 months from now scratching your head. I want you to be there 6 months from now posting pictures on Facebook and all the cool shit you gave your kids. All the vacations you're going to go on. All the beautiful things that you now can afford. The freedom that you want. It's all out there for you. Jesus Christ, 5.6 million transactions closed this year. What else do you want? There's plenty of business out there. Get your act together and let's go. You got to grind. You got to work your ass off. That's part of the secret. And then setting up some systems that will get you there faster. Doing the right thing, not just doing a thing. It's out there for grabs, people. Somebody's making the money. 5.6 million transactions closed in 2017. Come get some. No more excuses. No more bullshit. Yeah? All right, dear friends. Jeffrey would like to know if alumni can sign up. Absolutely, yes. This is the cool thing about bootcamp. If you're doing the bootcamp, or if you're a graduate in the past, if you did the double year listings, not the Expired Plus bootcamp, but the double year listings, you can come back for $147. We take it as many times as you want. Come back. We'd love to have you. We always have about 15 seats reserved for our alumni. So yeah, come back, definitely. It will open tomorrow as well. Hey, Yolanda, nice to have you. Gordon, same thing for you, my good sir. Would love to have you back in August. It's going to be slightly different. We're going to talk more a little about video, and there are a couple of things I'm adding to it. Come back. So yeah, we'll open it tomorrow. And this is good. Jeffrey makes a really good point. Listen to this. Out of the 8% for sell-by owners that actually sell, half sell to a family or a friend, according to an NAR report, which I have seen. You should get it, by the way. It's a great report. So only 4% know how to sell to a stranger. What does that tell you? That they have zero marketing skill. They have zero negotiation skill. They have no clue. The problem is they don't know they don't have a clue. They think it's easy. A sign in a front yard. I mean, fuck, it's a hot market. Of course, we have a lovely house. Somebody's going to buy it. They have no idea. They're clueless. They just don't know they're clueless. They have to go through the experience with your guidance, how much work it is, how complex it is, how dangerous it can be, and how fucked they can get even if they do sell it, and how they're going to walk away with, on average, $60,000 less than if they list with an agent. Get that report. It's called the 2016 Profile of Buyers and Sellers by NAR. If you go to NAR, you can order it for $20. Great report. It's like 100 pages, nothing but analysis and data. No bullshit, no fluff. Data, stats, facts. Can't argue with that. And then if you do the FSBO Reno, I will actually show you how to use it with a FSBO. Because the last thing you want to do is you're going to whip it out and say, look, stupid, you're going to lose money. You're not going to sell on your own. They don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to be called stupid. So there has to be a better marketing way, better elegance way to convince them, to influence them based on psychology, based on human behavior, where we agree with them. Not blowing smoke up their ass. Just telling them, take a chance. I would. If I could save $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in commissions, of course I would give it a try. Human nature, you know what I mean? It's a different approach. Make sense? So use it. It's a good report. 2016 Profile of Home Buyers and Sellers. Really good. Hey, Victoria. Good to have you. I so much appreciate these Facebook Live posts. I really like doing them with you guys. I'm really enjoying it. Gary has a question. Sorry, I missed it. HPL, is the 6 to 12, is that in months looking to sell, or is it 6 to 12 leads per day? Good question, Gary. It is people who want to list, who want to move between 6 to 12 months. You have to set your window. My window was 6 months or less. Those were the leads I was after. So when I was prospecting, if somebody tells me 2 years down the road, usually I would not bother with them. Because there's just too many variables, the follow-up is too long, unless they had a very solid deadline. And it can be a retirement, that can be an event in their life, that can be something. Those would be the exceptions. Or I would really hit it off with them. I would really build very close connection with them. Like they're cool people, we like each other, then yes, I would include those. But for the most part, my target, my focus, my marketing, my communication, all that was focused six months. Now you may be flexible. A lot of it depends on your market, a lot of it depends on your personality, on the area you work, and all those conditions, and will impact what your window is. But that would be mine. Yeah? And high probability leads are leads that are easy to identify, easy to connect with, communicate with, and there's a high probability you're going to convert them into a listing. So if I were to really ramp up my business, that would be my core focus, because those people like FSBOs, you can find immediately. You can go on Craigslist and have leads in a matter of minutes. You can fire up Espresso, and I'm going to talk about Espresso. I have an email from Espresso I want to tell you about. And pull up expireds in a matter of minutes. Those are great leads because they have been identified for you. So unlike, I interviewed my man Brian Casella. Brian, if you're on the broadcast, that was a great interview, my man. It's posted exclusively for you guys who are in the bootcamp and who are in the Listing University. Great stuff, really good stuff. We spent about 45 minutes chatting about how to ramp up your success, how to grow your business, how to become successful in spite of all the odds. And my man like you, Tristan, you can relate. He's in Southern California. He's in the LA area as well. He's in Hacienda Heights. Very competitive market. And yet the dude's going to do over 50 deals this year. 4 years in the business. Pretty cool. So he shares some of the insights. He's very driven. We're actually talking about that book, Relentless. He is very relentless, and he will share with you how to stay focused and be driven in this very competitive business. So going back to our conversation, he door knocks a lot, and you have to do a lot of door knocking to generate maybe one lead, maybe two. So you have to sift through a lot to find a lead. With high probability leads, they have been identified. You can get expireds, you can get FSBOs immediately. You cannot do that with referrals. You cannot do that with other funnels. You know what I mean? That's why I like them. That's why the HPL, high probability. And you already know, based on the stats we talked about and based on the stuff we talk about here every week, most of them list. Expireds, many of them come back on the market. Yes, some with the old agent, with their current previous agent, but some not. FSBOs list with an agent. So those are good opportunities if you have the right system, the right communication, the right approach, and the right mindset. Those are the conditions to make it work. Está bien? Now, I mentioned Espresso. I wanted to run something by you. I got an email from Melissa from Espresso Agent. Listen to this. They have a cool new trial. I'm affiliated with Espresso. I get these huge checks when you join them. No, I like the system. I think they're really cool. And I think they will really help you with FSBOs and expireds. Expireds and FSBOs in US, FSBOs also in Canada. So they have a new trial. Listen to this. 30-day trial for $29 if you use the code BORINO. So that means you get 30 days for $29 to use the system, see how you like it. But here's where it gets good. During the 30-day trial, they have a full use of the platform, plus they get all their daily leads. When available for them, we get them 3 months of past expireds and 1 month of past FSBOs. How cool is that? It gets better. If they continue to use Espresso Agent beyond the 30-day trial, after they pay their first $159 payment, which is what Espresso costs per month, we will upload another 9 months of past expired leads. If they continue to use Espresso Agent beyond that and pay their second payment of $159, we will upload another year of past expired leads. Past expired leads are based on availability. Past expireds do not exceed 4,500 in quantity. Fuck, 4,000 leads, imagine what you can do with that. Okay, so that's what we have. Now, I don't know whether this applies to existing customers. You need to contact the customer support of Espresso, but this is what we got for them. That's the new promotion. You must use the code BORINO to get this good deal. Go to espressoagent.com, really good data service for FSBOs and expireds. Sign up. This is the good deal you get, because we take care of you. Speaking of good deals, who wants this book? Anybody wants this? I have 2. So one of you will get this. Here's how you get it. Well, do you want to make a contest? Let's make a contest. I will give this. This is a really good book. It's called Digital Marketing for Dummies, written by my man Ryan Deiss, who runs a multi-million-dollar online business, several businesses actually online, who really knows how to generate traffic, who really knows how to acquire leads online, how to work with landing pages, get more people. Really good stuff. Hands-on stuff from somebody who's actually doing stuff. Remember how we talked about Brian Casella, Tristan, all you guys? Those are people who are doing it. This is not some theory. This is from the trenches. So if you want a copy, I will pick randomly somebody who has commented today on today's broadcast. I will randomly pick one person. You will get a copy. The second copy I'm going to send to you is, remember our challenge? We had a cool challenge going on over the Memorial Day weekend. Starting Friday, ending Monday night, how many conversations with potential leads did you have? There is a video not far from this one, somewhere right below, called the Friday video. I posted it on Friday, called the challenge. Post how many conversations you had. The person who had the most conversations between Friday and Friday and Monday, between Friday noon and Monday night, will get another copy of that book. Those are the last 2 books I have. Really good book, by the way. Very cool. All right? So you have till 6 p.m. Tuesday night to post your results in the comments of that video. And we'll pick one who had the most conversations. We'll get a book courtesy of Borino. Every week, I give away a cool book. Next week, giveaway will be a book I'm reading right now. I'm really enjoying, called Relentless. If you just want to pick it up on Amazon, it's like $10 on Kindle. Really good read. Very inspirational. Highly, highly recommended. John has a question. When does the bootcamp start? On August 23rd. We get together every Wednesday for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours on private session. We're the small group. It's a live webinar, online webinar, private webinar, every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, they're all recorded. All these sessions are recorded. You can watch them again. Watch the replay. Brandy says, need that book. It's a good one. All right. So Brandy and Laura, you will be in a drawing. We'll pick one. One of you may win it. Cool. Angela saying hello. Ben says, I'm needing it desperately, Borino, as well as the bootcamp. Come do the bootcamp with me. Get on the waiting list if you want. Tomorrow we will notify all of you guys. We'll set up these calls. There's not a big pitch or anything. It's really just me asking you a few questions, where you are, what's going on in your business, where you'd like to be 12 months from now, and how I can help you. And what I'm looking for is not experience. We have some people in boot camp who are brand new. We had one student who hasn't even gotten her license yet. She did the boot camp right after, about halfway through the boot camp, she got her license. And we have some people who've been at it for 20 years, and everybody in between. And we have some people who do 2 deals a year who want to go to 20. And I got some people who do 100 deals a year who want to go higher. So it's not based on your production. What I'm really looking for is your desire, your drive. How bad do you really want it? How bad do you want to have a kick-ass Christmas 2017? Where you can buy the greatest toys for your kids, you can buy the greatest gift for your spouse, you can go on greatest vacations, buy the most loveliest cars and homes and all that stuff. That's my mission, to help a small group of you who really want it so bad that you're willing to do what it takes to get there. Yeah? Groovy. All right. John would like to have the book as well. Isaac says, hey, I don't have my license yet, but can I still do the boot camp? You absolutely can. Now, some of the things, of course, you cannot do, like you cannot call expired listings if you're not licensed. I don't think so. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give you legal advice. But some of the activities you will not be able to perform. But I think to learn this shit right away is priceless. You know, I wouldn't have been homeless and struggling if I learned this stuff early on. So, yeah. All right. Ben says, I'm there if there is a space for me. Come on, let's talk. The success package has taught me so much already, Realize that I am the worst agent in the world. Now I'm much more confident. Confidence is a huge part of it because, remember, we talked about the first impression. Now think about this. You walk into your dentist's office because you have trouble with your tooth. And your dentist is needy, nervous, insecure, tentative, hesitant. How confident would you be to let that dentist perform a root canal on you and pay him $1,000 for that? Not much, right? You'd probably bolt out of there pretty quickly. I know I would. It's the same thing here. They're dealing with a very painful, very difficult, very complex situation that stresses the people out. If you think people are looking forward to selling their house and moving all that, bullshit, they're not. It's stressful. Yes, they may be excited about their new home in some instances, but going through that process, going through all that shit with paperwork and cleaning the house and getting the repairs done and picking the right price, negotiating and all that. Think about this. Something to ponder. You ever wonder why so many sellers are so shitty negotiators when it comes to negotiating your offers? Like they follow the process of rectal extraction. That means they pull numbers out of their ass. And you, as an expert, are sitting there shaking their head going, what the fuck is wrong with these people? If it wasn't illegal, I could kill some of them. You've been there, right? You bring them the fantastic offer, or another agent brings a great offer, you're trying to put it together, and they're just pulling shit out of their ass, and you're just sitting there going, I'm going to kill them. We all have been there. Why are sellers such terrible negotiators? Understand this. They have zero experience. They have no practice. You and I do this every day. You sit down and negotiate terms, negotiate offers, negotiate repairs. You're in the middle of this thing constantly, in the middle, trying to appease everybody and bring everybody on the same page and make shit work. And you're good at it, most likely. These people, you know when was the last time they negotiated? 5 years ago when they bought that new Ford. And they hammered the salesperson down as they were taught. Or they did it online if they bought recently. That's about all the negotiation they do. In our culture here in North America, for the most of us, we don't negotiate. Do you go to a restaurant and negotiate a price of wine? You don't do that, right? You don't walk into a store and say, I like that, but I'm not paying $200. I'll give you $150. They'd be looking at you like, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? We don't negotiate. The only time we really negotiate is when you buy a car. And guess who has the worst reputation? Car salesmen. Why? Because you believe they take advantage of you. Why? Because you have no experience in negotiating. We don't. Or they don't. Are you getting it? So all of a sudden, now they're negotiating these huge prices. I mean, $500,000? Come on, that's a big number. They have no experience. They have no idea. In certain countries, in certain cultures, it's part of it. It's like in a bazaar, if you walk into a bazaar, not negotiating with the shopkeeper in certain areas, in certain cultures, would be considered an insult. Like you don't appreciate them as a person, you don't appreciate their goods. You don't value them. and they want to show you their cunning ability to communicate and negotiate with you. You understand what I'm saying? But for us, for the most of us, it's completely foreign. It's actually very uncomfortable. So now you're dealing with people who are put in a very, very stressful, complicated, unknown situation, doing shit they're no good at, working with people they don't trust. Recipe for disaster in many cases. So just understanding that will give you the firepower to influence them and to communicate with them, not as a force, but as a guide, as an ally, where you patiently work with them, not trying to bombard them with facts and figures. That creates more resistance, coming from more of an understanding, the human side of it. Yes, you can back it up, and you should, and you must, but that's not the answer. That's not what will get you there. It has to be their understanding that you know way more about it and you can be trusted and you're a high-status agent who is the guide, who drives this thing. And they're the passenger. And they trust you, and not only trust you, but pay you for a safe delivery to the destination. Are you getting me? Okay. Good. David, Phil, thank you for that. Gordon says, oh, this year signing up for every bootcamp you have. Would love to have you. This may be the last one in August. We may do one, maybe in November. Maybe. It's not on the calendar yet. We'll see. All right. David says, Borino's the most nuts and bolts coach in the industry. On top of that, he kicks you to do better. That's my goal, is to inspire you, to really grab you by the balls and say, wake up, fucker. Look at all this opportunity you have. You owe it to your family, you owe it to your children, to your grandchildren, to your spouse, to your friends, and most importantly, to you. I mean, if you're going to put in the hours, if you're going to put in the effort, if you're going to deal with the rejection, why not get paid for it? Why not build the lifestyle you want to build? Why would you not do that? And if you say, well, I'm trying, but it's not working, fair enough. This is the problem. Let's fix it. And whether you do bootcamp with me or not doesn't matter. I mean, like I said, we sell it out. I don't do these to pitch you the bootcamp. I'm just telling you, if you want to accelerate, I can help you. But it's not important. You can troubleshoot it yourself. You can definitely help yourself. It may take a little longer. It may take a few little detours. That's fine. Bootcamp is not for everybody. I only take about 60% of the people who sign up, who want to have a call with me. 40% get rejected. But you can troubleshoot it, because it's really not that complicated. Do the math. Am I getting leads? Am I going on appointments? Am I getting listings? You know where people get stuck? But it's not comfortable. I don't feel like doing it. I don't like rejection. Nobody gives a shit. You got to have a thick skin. You got to hustle out there for the money you want to earn. You're earning the same money that doctors do. You want to earn the same money that CPAs do. You want to earn the same money that top attorneys do. Instead of spending years and years in college, this is your college. This is your schooling. Right here, right now. And the price you're going to pay is not going to be in student loans, but in sweat or dollars or both. What I mean by that, there are only two ways you're going to make it right here. Either going to do marketing, which if you have the budget, fantastic. I run ads on Facebook. We do online marketing. We do direct mail a little bit. It's cool. So if you have the budget for it, you're not going to do it for $100 a month. Don't kid yourself. But if you have the budget, awesome. Or you're going to do it in sweat. You're going to get out there and you're going to grind. You're going to prospect. And then as your business grows, you can diversify it. A little bit of marketing, some advertising, and some prospecting, all packaged together. While you have these systems in place that will nurture the connection with your sphere, like send out cards where you nurture your connection with your past clients, where you organize a party, you do a movie night, you do all these things to establish good, trusted connection with your people. You use social media like Facebook to communicate with them on a human level. That's the whole answer. Yeah? Don't overthink this. It is not as complicated as some, not you rock stars, but as some believe. Now, don't confuse by it's not complicated by easy. This is by no means easy. This is not easy. Dealing with these people, dealing with the offers, with rejection, and prospecting daily, especially if it's not going well. And to keep a positive, upbeat attitude is hard. I give you that. I absolutely understand. I've been there. But ask yourself this, and keep asking this question, what's my alternative? What do you want to do? You can have it any way you want. Don't ever buy into the bullshit you don't have choices. You absolutely do. What's the other option? What's the other choice you have? Here you have the opportunity for freedom to orchestrating income any way you want to, on your terms, where you want, how you want it. You have that freedom. The price you're going to pay is in the time, the effort, the discomfort, and some money. What's the alternative? The only alternative you have is run another business. Guess what? Different conditions, same thing. Or work for somebody else. And there, somebody else is going to determine the hours you're going to work, the projects you're going to work on, and the money you're going to make. That's a shitty deal if you ask me. That's not freedom. And you're trading 5 days of grind for 2 days of freedom for a limited income. Not a good option. That never resonated with me at all. I'd rather pay the price, where I'm going to work my ass off for a few years, really hustle, and then enjoy the fruit of my labor, and then invest in real estate. Flip a few properties, buy some rentals. And a few years from now you say, all right, people, I'm done. Now it's time to kick back. You can do that in real estate. Or build a team and work less hours. You can get there. But not in some fucking office 9-to-5 job stuck in a cubicle working with some idiot boss. Those are the options. Can you go back to school and become a doctor? Yes, you can. If you're willing to invest the next 12 years to do that, and about $300,000 in student loans, more power to you. And then you're going to reach that level of about $300,000 income. In real estate, you can do it in 2-3 years. No promises, but it's definitely possible, and I had some students who do that. I want you to be the next rock star like that. I want you to be the next superstar, like Jessica, who came to me, did okay, took off like a rocket ship. Jessica Stone. And Jessica, if you're on the broadcast, you are such an inspiration to all of us. Now living the lifestyle. Bought a new house since she did the boot camp with me. Bought 2 new cars. On track to do a bunch of deals. I don't know the exact number. I think it's like 70 deals or something like that. Big dream for them, her husband to retire and work with her. Happened. All of that. And I'm not telling you any of this to impress you how genius of a coach I am. If you really analyze what I teach you, is pretty basic stuff. Because the whole business is pretty basic stuff. Yes, some of the tools are complex. But the concept of the business of getting leads, following up with them, and getting listings is not that complicated. Where I come in as an expert, I can take something complicated and make it simple so you can do it. Because if I tell you, oh, it's going to take 177 steps, you go, oh, fuck that. No, not doing that. But if I can show you that you can really do these simple steps that a small schmuck from Czechoslovakia with absolutely zero business intelligence, zero education, no skills whatsoever could pull it off, why not you? You can do 10 times better than me. I was not a rock star agent like some of you guys are. I never made $1 million a year like some of you do. But I can coach you and guide you there. That's my expertise. That's where I'm really good at, is combination of inspiration, technology, systems, and guidance. And you know the hardest part for me? You know what the hardest part of my job is? The hardest part. And no, it's not doing these lives with you. The hardest part is for me to convince you so that you believe you can do it. It's not the real estate part. I can explain you this, and we can break it down further into steps and systems and what you have to do daily, and the dialogues, and the mechanics, and the marketing pieces that go with it, all that. That's the easy part. It is for you to actually say, I totally believe I can do that. You know, Hannah and I, my wife and I, had a conversation this morning. She had some challenges in her life, struggling. Like me, an immigrant. We met here in the US, by the way. She's from Czechoslovakia as well. And we're comparing the journeys we both had. And in many ways, they were very similar. And for both of us, there were multiple points where we felt so down and out. And I'm sure you can relate. You had something in your life where let's go, Jesus, this is just rough. But we both agreed that even at the lowest point where we felt like, let's pop another bottle of Jack Daniels so that we make it through today, something within me always believed that it was going to be all right. I always had that sense of hope that it's going to work out just fine. And thank God it has. If you have that, regardless of the circumstances right now, which may be dire for some of you, or you know what's worse than dire circumstances? Average. Average. The fucking Toyota Corolla. The average, where you just kind of get through it. You make enough money to stay in the business, to pay the bills and live in a little apartment and drive a little car and do a little bit of this and that, and it's just okay. My preference, if I were to given a choice, would be to fail epically, learn from it, and really take off, which is exactly what I did. Now, a better way would be just get so excited, get so passionate, plan such a phenomenal future, plan the Christmas we're talking about, that excites you, that you don't need a failure, and you get out of the mediocrity if you're stuck there, which is really dangerous. Because there's not enough push of the problems, and there's not enough pull, because you just kind of get by. So the secret there is just get super excited about the possibility you can do. And if that doesn't excite you, you're in the wrong business. Because you can really do the 9-to-5 grind and suffer a lot less, not suffer, but you understand what I'm saying. Go through this and just kind of cruise. But that to me, when I'm done here, I want to arrive on a Harley with cuts and bruises, all dirty and sweaty, look back at the whatever years of my life I have left and say, God damn, what a great ride. I gave it my all. I went all out. I played hard. And sometimes I get knocked down. And sometimes it didn't work. And sometimes I got pissed off and disappointed. But at the end, look at that. I lived with passion. And I gave it my all. And I went all out. And I got balls to prove that I can do it. And I prove it to myself. And I live with so much passion and so much dedication. And everything I do, I give it my heart. That's what I want. Not just for me, but for you. You need to discover it in you. And you have it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Otherwise, you and I would not be talking. We just need to get that flame up. Because once you have that, all this is just a set of steps. Where somebody tells you you're an asshole or hang up phone on you or slam the door in your face, you know what you do? Next. Because you have that big picture. Yeah? All right, my friends. Thank you. Thank you for all the love. Evelina. Good to have you, Evelina. She has a question. What would be a good CRM? Contact relationship management, customer management. There are two that I would recommend, Evelina. One you should look into is LionDesk. Really good system. Before I give you the two, or might as well. LionDesk is one. Real2Juggler would be the other one. There are several others. Here is the best one. The best one is the one you will learn how to use and use. And you have about 15, 20 choices out there. Some better than others. But the two I would recommend, check out LionDesk. I think they're really cool, very inexpensive. And the second one would be Real2Juggler. Pick one, use it. Because the one you use, the one you will follow up with your leads, is the one that's going to get you business. You know why? Majority of your business will not come from your initial contact. So let me wipe this. Hold on, let me clean it. And this will help you with your follow-up to understand this. We spent one session in a boot camp on nothing but follow-up, which is actually coming up on Wednesday, tomorrow. But here's what I mean. You make a contact with a lead, or a lead contacts you, online, email, call, whatever. This is the first touch. This is the second touch. This is the third touch. So let's say you talk to them, then you send them a thank you card, then you send them a market update, then you have a little chat with them about a new listing. Then after the 5 touches, a magic starts happening. Majority of my business, and many of you confirm the same, majority, 80% for me, happened between contact 5 and 15. This was the sweet spot for me. Not the first contact, few listings, once in a while. But majority required a little bit of a follow-up, building trust. This was all about establishing my expertise and trust. Providing helpful, cool information to them. This is where the conversion happens. So this is why a good CRM plus personal touch is so important. That's why it's so important. Because that's where a business is going to come from. Is establishing that relationship and nurturing that connection with those people. And for me, it was between 5 and 15. That's where most of my listings came from. And your numbers may be slightly different, but I'd be really surprised if they're really different. Yeah? So, contact relationship management, pick one, whichever one you choose. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to have flaws. None of them is perfect. I was on Top Producer for many years. Wasn't perfect. It's a monster. It does a lot of cool stuff, but it's very expensive and it's a bitch to learn. But whichever one you pick is the right one, use it. Because at the end, using it is going to get you the money. Yeah? Was that helpful? All right. Aaron, digital marketing yet? You're in the drawing. Everybody who posted a comment will just pick one. Pick a winner. Guri? Glenda has a really good question. Borino, do you think that Southern California market is very different from other areas in the country? You work this market. What was your experience? Really good question. Glenda, I would say it is not very different. You still have people who think they own a mansion and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, right? They all think, for most part, agents cannot be trusted. They all would like to save as much money as possible. They think buyers are picky and they're difficult. They all would rather not sell through an agent if they could do it on their own and save the money. It's the same thing. I get this question a lot. How are your systems different, Borino? The FIS Borino, the Expired Plus, the Bootcamp, and all that stuff. You know the difference is? It is not based on selling. That means it's not market dependent or price dependent. It's based on human psychology. And I believe that whether you own a house in Beverly Hills or a mobile home in Kentucky or a tract home in Florida, any of these, the psychology of that person is the same. The fears are the same. The desires are the same. The emotions are the same. What changes is the comps. You know, you're working in a different area. But the human behavior that drives them, the core driving emotions, their hopes, their dreams, their fears, are the same. They're not dependent on the geographical location or price point. If you know how to connect with people and build trust, you can sell oceanfront property in Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, Beverly Hills, or like my man Tristan in Malibu, or you can sell regular small homes in Florida, in anywhere else in the world. Because at the end, people do business with people they like, trust, and respect the most. That's really the bottom line. Does some of the market need to be adjusted for a high price range? Yes, a little bit. You need to deliver a little more glitz and a little bit ooh and ah. But beyond that, they're not going to list with you because you had a fancy 50-page brochure printed on a super high glossy paper with professionally done photographs. They will list with you because they like you, because they feel you're our best choice. You're our guy or you're our gal. We trust you. We believe you can get the job done for us. That's the bottom line. Now, the difference, and there is some, is you have more competition of competent agents in Southern California, as far as I can tell, compared to some other areas. Not just by quantity of agents, but quality of the agents. So you have to deliver your A game in some of these areas. You have to be sharp. The first impression, sharp. The way you dress, sharp. The kind of car you drive, sharp. The dialogue, the communication, the eye contact, the body language, the mindset. And then the marketing that supports it needs to be A+. Because you have a stiff competition for competent agents. But here's the thing. Can you do it? Absolutely. Some of you guys, my students, Victoria, who else is in Southern California? Brian Casella, I just recorded an interview with him. He's crushing it. It can be done. It can be done. It just requires you to know your shit. Be an expert, and not just expert in terms of real estate. That's a given. That's like, without it, you're not an agent, you're a wannabe. So you need to know the market, the pricing, the process, and all that. That's a given. I can't teach you that. You can learn that. It doesn't take a whole lot. It takes probably a couple months of very intense study. But beyond that, you need to be an expert when it comes to communication, to understanding people, to going in with the heart, rather than the salesman mentality, I'm after commission. Yes, you want to get paid. Perfectly fine. But you flip it around. You make it about them. You connect with them. You understand them. You're interested in them. Because at the end, they don't give a shit about you. And that's because they're assholes. They're not. They're cool people. They just don't care about you. You're just a means to get them to where they want to be. You know what I mean? So if you can position yourself that way by good communicating, good follow-up, persistent follow-up, making it about them, understanding their position and their situation, and their really deep emotions that drive them, like why they're really selling. You must understand. As an expert, you need to know that. You cannot guess and you cannot assume. What is their biggest fear? What are they really worried about? That they're going to get screwed. About what? Price maybe. I don't know. But again, you cannot guess. You need to know. And once you know, boy, the connection, the communication is just fireworks. Now, that's how you turn clients into friends and allies and ambassadors. And that's how you get boatload of referrals. And that's how you establish yourself as a dominant force in the area. And you can't be touched. With an approach like that, you're unstoppable. Because everybody, think about it, every agent, every seller, every client wants somebody who they can trust. They desperately want an agent who stands out. Not by marketing, not by some glitzy slogans and logos, but how much they care and how much they can do for you. That's their desire, to finally have an agent who they can trust, who will not take advantage of them, who will do right by them. Unfortunately, you cannot just walk in and says, hello, I'm the agent who will do right by you. You know, you can't just do that. That'd be stupid selling. I know some agents still try, but how is that working out for them? How well is that working out for them? So you're going to take a very different approach, human approach. Persistent, yes. High status, yes. Confident, yes. In control, absolutely. But compassionate, connected. And that resonates with people like nothing else. No fancy marketing will ever touch that. No fancy scripts can ever touch that. Because it's one human connecting with another human. This business is all about people, especially this day and age, where we're so inundated and bombarded and overwhelmed by technology and internet and distractions, all these things going on in our lives when people are forgetting to communicate with each other. Where we actually incorporate in a language. My kid said that the other day. He goes, LOL. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Really? You know what I mean? We're losing the ability to connect and communicate. So if you can bring that, the good old-fashioned connection, combined with all the nicest, latest, fanciest gadgets and gizmos, you're unstoppable. That's the secret. Helpful? Isaac has a really good question. Borino, do you think you can go over the importance of being a high-status agent real quick? Isaac, we won't have time to go over it today, and I very much appreciate that question. But what I would like you to do is go to my channel on YouTube, look it up. I did a special video on nothing but that, how to be that, and why it's important. Because I can't do that in a matter of 10 minutes, you know what I mean? There's more to it than that, and I don't want to give you just a quick surface answer. So jump on my YouTube channel, look up that video I posted a few months back. How to be a high-status agent. Look it up there. Very important because it will show you the secret that so many agents don't understand, that it is not about posturing and it is not about being arrogant or closer. It's something very different. So do check it out. Very good question. All right? All right, my friends. Ben says, I love the way you tell it how it really is. No puff. Getting a lot of these sessions. I very much appreciate that. That comment just... Thank you, Ben. That's my goal, is no fluff, no bullshit, but give you solid tools and inspiration so that you can succeed. But I tell you, and I'll be honest with you, I have ulterior motives. I don't do this just for the love, although I do love your success. But here is my motive. If I give you enough stuff like this that inspires you, you go out, you sell properties, you make money, you come to me, you give me some of that money. You're going to do the boot camp, you get one of my systems, everybody wins. Now you have a good system, now you have my guidance, you can help more people, you can make more money, you can feel good, you can be proud, and you have a good, comfortable lifestyle. You support me, my business, because I can't do this for free, obviously. Everybody wins. But first I have to deliver. Before I can ask for your check or ask for your credit card, I must deliver first. Just like you with the FizzBalls, just like you with the expireds. I walk the walk. It's the same concept, same principles. You're going to deliver so much quality, guidance, information, connection, being helpful, being cool. It's the same principles. I do the same here with you. I give you tons of free stuff. We do this over and over. Follow up, get it? High first impression, good status, and lots of good information, because what you're thinking is, well, shit, if I get this for free, imagine what I'm going to get from this dude if I pay him. You're going to get a lot. Does that make sense? So you take the same approach with your FizzBalls. It's the same concept with expireds, with every lead. It's the same thing. That's how you and I, Ben, will build trust. It's the same mechanics. And watch how powerful it is. Angela has a very good question. How many people are typically in the boot camp? New students, 30. I cut it off at 30. And then we take on the alumni. But as far as the group of new people, it's always 30. Pat says, signing up for this boot camp. We'd love to have you back. We'd love to have you back, Pat. Absolutely. Natasha has a fantastic question. Borino, I need to get better at converting my leads. How do I do it? Few things you need to know, Natasha. First, do you have good leads to begin with? Do you have high probability motivated leads? How do I know if I do? You ask them. You have a conversation with them, just like what we talked about a little while ago. Build that connection and trust so they feel open and connected with you to tell you. Because if they're hesitant to tell you, there's not enough trust. And if there's not enough trust, why in the world would they do business with you later? Think about that. So build trust first, build a connection first. That's the first order of business. Connect with them on a human level. Ask them questions, really understand what they're trying to do. Now, you tell me, I got good leads. These are good leads. I'm just not converting enough. Then evaluate your follow-up. Do they perceive you as a high-status expert? If the answer is yes, then it's the quality of your follow-up and the frequency of your follow-up that needs to be fixed. I would follow up with super hot leads every other day. If I know that they're almost ready to set up an appointment, I would constantly, think about this. I'll give you an example that you can relate to because I know some of you will freak out if I tell you follow up with them so often. Imagine every other day I pick up my phone and I call you for 15 minutes to give you something helpful, to inspire you, to boost you, to push you, to make your day better and more productive. Would you be pissed off? Would that bother you? Would you not pick up the phone call if I called you every other day? 15-minute call, 10-minute call. Hey, do this today, or here's a piece of information, or here's a little script I want you to use, or here's a little something that will uplift you. Would you answer the call? Of course you would, right? Why? Because it's about you, because it would help you, because there is no sales pitch at the end. Because I have, only agenda I would have is to make you better, to boost you, to help you. And at the end, you would tell me, you know what, fuck, I've been getting these calls for the last 2 weeks. What can I buy from you? Right? Think about that. It's the same with your leads. Don't be afraid to follow up. What you're really afraid of is that you're going to follow up like most agents. Hi, this is Jim with ABC Real Estate. I was wondering if you're ready to list your house yet. Who wants to hear that? That's not a follow-up. That's being obnoxious. And showing that you're incompetent, because if you're not competent enough to do a good follow-up, how competent do you think they perceive you to be to get their house sold? Ooh, what a thought. I never thought of that before. Think about that. If you're not competent enough to have a good follow-up, how do you believe will they perceive you as competent agent to get their property sold? If your marketing is shitty, if your scripts are dated, stale, if a lousy website, why would they trust you with something as precious as their home? And you know what they judge more than anything? Is you. The website matters, the business card matters, the marketing matters, but it's mostly you. And most of it is not just the words, although they matter as well, but the overall package. Confident, high status, or low status, needy. Está bien? Love the no BS approach. Tell it like it is, Mr. John. Absolutely. Thumbs up, my man. Hortensia has a question, Borino. Speaking of Facebook leads, what are your thoughts on bold leads? You know what? I never use the service, so I don't have an opinion. But if you want to learn how to do Facebook leads at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, jump on Lab Coats, go learn how to do that. And if somebody here used bold leads, if you guys have some good success stories or disaster stories, please do share. But, you know, I can't speak. I never use them. All right, we answered that. 12 to 8 months ROI on bold leads for information from my office experience. Jeffrey has something to share, so yeah. Patrick is right. Mr. Patrick Adams, Mr. Las Vegas. It's simple yet hard. I very much agree with that. This is a simple business and it's hard business. That's why such a failure rate is so high. Yes, it requires mental state like a professional boxer would require. No question about it. But the income potential, of course, is there, so that's the price. Natasha has a question. Can you talk about the cost of the bootcamp? I'll have all your programs. Every program you have, Natasha, will be credited towards the tuition. So whatever you already invested in terms of Borino programs, we will credit you. Let's get on the phone and talk, okay? Fill out the waiting list if you want, and somebody from my staff will be in touch, and we'll talk. The bootcamp, by the way, is $19.97, and we break it up into payments. But if you, let's say, you have the Success Plus, which is what? I don't even know the prices, but whatever you spend goes towards that as a credit. All right? Isaac made a great comment, and I totally agree with you, Isaac. He says, your outlook on life is great. Something to take and mold into our own lives. And that's not just with my outlook on life, Isaac, but everything I teach you, the systems I teach you, the communication I teach you, everything. What I want you to do is first take it and use it exactly the way I designed it for you. Don't fuck with it, don't touch it, don't change it, just use it. Get it going first exactly the way it is. Don't do anything else to it. Then once you master that and you start getting results, you start molding it, making it your own, giving it your own voice, giving it your own personality, fitting it, your market, your goals, your ambition, and all that. It's a two-step process. And then it becomes your own. Now in the process, what I teach you, you will never be Borino. I don't want you to be. I mean, nobody can be as cute, as handsome, and sexy as I am. I understand that. It's tough. But what I want you to take is what I give you and mold that fits you. First use it, then mold it. and it becomes you. But in the process, you never lose yourself. What I teach you, you will never have to be me. You never have to be anybody else. You never have to be that aggressive sales persona. Oh, look at me and buy a house with me and blah, blah, blah. You don't need to do any of that. Suddenly I went into Tony Soprano character. I don't know how. But you understand what I'm saying? I want you to be you, but the best you. The most confident you. The most high status you. The most passionate you. The most unstoppable you can possibly be. And with that, my friends, we're going to wrap up today's call. It was great to have you here. I always enjoy this. We'll be back next Tuesday, of course, as almost every Tuesday at noon Eastern Time. Thank you so much for being here. One of the people who posted a comment will be randomly drawn. We're going to post a winner. If you did the weekend challenge, if you did the Memorial Weekend Challenge from Friday to Monday, post how many people you talked to. Don't cheat, don't lie, be honest. The winner will get one of the books, and I'll talk to you all next Tuesday, yes? And of course, my bootcamp students, can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here today. Coach Borino signing off. Lovely to have you. Let's go get him. Bye, everybody.